every no brings you closer to a yes. Yeah. Have you heard that one before? I heard it a lot. And by a lot, I mean thousands. Well-meaning people said it to me. I read it on blogs. I read it lots of places. Facebook, Instagram, you name it. Every no brings you closer to a yes. Does that make you feel better? Well, it's a lie. Yeah, it's a lie. It's designed to make you feel better and not give up. Because if you think you're closer to a yes, you're not going to give up. You're going to keep querying. It's usually about querying. Your agent will, keep submitting, and you're one step closer to a yes. And I'm going to tell you, yeah, not so much. I know this might be a hard video for some of you. And the reason I came up with this topic this week was because maybe it was 2 weeks ago, I was going through my Instagram feed, and I follow Jane Friedman on Instagram, and I've seen her too, I think historical fiction conference. And she had this whole, it wasn't that particular line, but it was lines like that. And I even left a comment saying, yeah, and my least favorite line is, every no brings you closer to a yes. And so that's what we're going to talk about today, because I wish I had a comeback for it. And maybe by the end of this video, I will have a comeback for it. But as of now, I just go, oh, okay, thanks. But anyway, so let's talk about what that means, okay? So agents don't care if this is the first query you've sent out or the 200th. And unless you post it on social media, how many queries, how many rejections you've gotten, they won't know. That is, if they even bother to check your social media. First of all, please don't do that on social media. I see it all the time on TikTok, not TikTok, on Twitter. I see it all the time on Twitter. Just got my first 20 no's, just got my first no. Why would you do that? Keep it on the down low. You don't want to share that. Just no, you don't need to say that. You're going to query and just keep it on the down low how many no's. Because frankly, if nobody else, no other agent wants your work, maybe this agent perchance has an inkling. I don't know, but do they want to see that 10 other big time agents said no? Yeah, I don't think so. So my advice, yeah, don't post that on Twitter. Agents usually are looking for something specific. An agent, most of them, not the new ones, will already have a roster of authors. And often what they are looking for is variety. So maybe you sent in your query and maybe your style, your genre, your story is too much like others that they have. Then they pass. I remember this for Dragon Lady. An agent came back, said they absolutely loved it, and for the first time ever that they ever remembered, they couldn't take it, didn't want to take it on, because they were presently shopping a pirate novel. It wasn't the same one at all. I have no idea what kind of pirate novel it was. Mine was an Asian pirate, Dragon Lady. If you haven't already, it's that one back there. And she said, oh, I wish, but I can't do that to my author. I can't be, when she's working on one, I think she said something like that, I can't go out and put one, take you on and then have that one sell and hers not. So yeah, that was the reason for that. I'll pass. Maybe they're not interested in that particular genre. Maybe, and this is all why agents pass on your on your query, no matter how great it is and no matter how great your writing is. That's what you have to know. Your query can be on point. Your writing can be on point, and you will get a pass. Okay, and they don't know how many you've sent in. Okay, that's why every no leads closer to a yes, not so much. Okay, so maybe they are just not interested in that genre. Maybe they don't have the acquiring editor connections and professional relationships with that novel's genre. And that's what they need. They need the acquiring editor connections and professional connections or relationships. Maybe they don't even like to read that genre. Maybe they're looking for a specific kind of story told in a specific kind of way, not the way you told it. It's not your fault. They're just looking for something different. It's like when you want to go out shopping, and this is for the ladies because I don't know if guys shop like this, but if you're shopping and you want a red blouse, are you going to look at any other blouse? Probably not, because you are focused on that red blouse, and it has to be the right red blouse, and it has to be a certain thing, and it has to have a certain collar, and it has to hang a certain way, and you will not even look at all the other fabulous blouses out there until you have this vision of this red blouse that's going to go with this skirt that is in your mind. Think of it that way, and then maybe you'll feel a little less sad when another rejection comes back. Maybe also their roster is full, which means they can't take on any new authors. This happens a lot. Some of them actually will just say they're not taking on any, and you'll know that as soon as you pull up their website. Some are full, but not really, which means if your story happens to, for some reason, resonate with them, or they were smitten by them, or the story, or whatever it is, or the story and the author, and it's not something they have before, or an author they don't have before, then okay, they will make an exception. But once again, that is a rarity. So what do? You do your agent research. Then, if possible, get yourself a subscription to Publishers Marketplace and see what novels the agent themselves have sold and what their organization has sold. So take a look and see what the whole group of agents has sold collectively. If they've sold lately, how much they've sold for. Now, I know a lot of agents don't put that on Publishers Marketplace, so you don't have to, but it's always, if you can, take a good look if you have a chance. Also, does the agent have on their website a list of authors that they represent? Yes? Good. Then study that list. And by study that list, I mean look at those authors and see if they're like you. Is the genre, the style, what they're writing? If it's totally, completely not like you, chances are you are too out of their comfort zone. Also, look at the agent themselves. Do they have a blog or a YouTube channel? Do they have an Instagram or a Twitter? A lot of them have a Twitter. Try to figure out their likes, their dislikes from that. You will sometimes get a pretty good idea what they're looking for or what they definitely are not looking for, and will get an immediate pass. And here's the sad part. A no, a rejection, a no, does not bring you closer to a yes. You may look back and say, why, I had all of those no's until X picked me up. And so you're wrong, Autumn, you're wrong. And I would say, well, then why didn't you submit to that agent first? Okay, so I think when we look back on it, we kind of have oh yes, I had to submit to all those before I got the yes. But frankly, as I said, the agent doesn't know how many you've submitted to. So they have no clue, and frankly, they don't care. Some writers never get a yes. They never do. And they're okay with that. They're good with that. and their story can be great and they can be a great writer. Some people get a yes, stay for a little bit, stay for a couple years, stay for 10 years, and then decide, hey, I'm going to do the self-publishing thing, have more freedom, I'll do that. So people can change it up. There is a Bible verse, and I'm going to, I included something in the Bible verse. I hope that's not, blasphemy. So you're familiar with this Bible verse because it's a bit of wisdom. The race is not to the swift, or the battles to the strong. Nor does food come to the wise, nor wealth to the brilliant, or favor to the learned, or agents to the great writers. But time and chance happens to them all. That's really what it should have said, If that person was a writer. Who was that wrote that? Where did I even find that? I should probably look that up. Anyway, maybe they were a writer. They should have included that. So what does that mean? That there are odds. And I'm not saying this to make you feel discouraged, not at all. Don't take it that way. When I was writing Dragon Lady, I had lists of Chinese proverbs that I really liked. Some really resonated with me. And I can't find the list now. It's probably a computer ago. But anyway, I want to share my favorite, which might help you with the old, every no brings you closer to a yes. And here it is. And it's by Confucius. He says, when it becomes obvious the goal cannot be reached, do not modify it, but rather adjust the steps to achieve it. When it becomes obvious the goal cannot be reached, do not modify it, but rather adjust the steps to achieve it. So maybe your steps have to be different, and maybe that step does not include an agent. Food for thought. Thanks for dropping by today. Hope to see you back next week when we're going to take a little sneak peek into one of the novels I am writing, and I'm going to call it research, and hopefully I'll get some good filming of it. So a little fun research for the next novel that I am currently working on. Until then, dream, create, and embrace, even if that means embracing different steps to reach your publishing goals. Until then, bye-bye.